Hello guys and gals, it is I, the Monster, and we're doing the thing. Today we're talking about the recently revealed / heavily leaked Nintendo Switch 2. I'm doing the thing. I hope you're happy. So today we're going to talk about 10 things I want to see on the Nintendo Switch 2. You know, the video that showed the Nintendo Switch 2 the other day, it didn't show a lot of stuff. There was definitely, a little glimmer at, I guess, the new Mario Kart game, and it looked nice. They showed the mouse traction thing going on. It was more or less like just an improved, upgraded Switch, right? But I want to talk about the things that I really want to see on this console. These are just personally things I want to see, and let me know down below, as always, if you agree or disagree, or is there something I forgot. And remember, guys, like and subscribe and all that other jazz. Alright, let's just get into this damn video, shall we? Okay, so the first thing that I really want to see on the Switch 2 is I want to see themes, I want to see music, and I want to see a better eShop experience. I pretty much put this all into one category because it all kind of universally feeds one another. The music of Nintendo is just so iconic. People know all the jams, all the Mario and the Zeldas, now the Animal Crossing, the Donkey Kong music, everything. Pokemon, all of this music, Kirby. And it's been very strange how we went from the Wii, the Wii U, that had these, and 3DS really, it had all this music, this beautiful music that was always playing in the shops or in the backgrounds, and then we get to the Switch and it's just kind of like utter silence, and it makes no sense. You have this stuff right here that makes the whole experience of being on the console, being on the shop, very engaging, and I feel like it helps people honestly buy more stuff. So I say that because we really need these things back. We need themes back so we have more of a flavor of our own style on the thing other than just black and white. I mean, it's ridiculous. You could sell a theme for $2 and all of us are going to buy it, hand over fist. I mean, let's be honest here. And the eShop, the shop experience is just not great. I don't know what they're using in their new Switch 2. Obviously they're going to talk about it, but I hope that shop runs better and it looks better, because right now it's slow, it's clunky, and frankly, I'm not compelled to buy stuff on it, and that's messed up. I don't even want to spend like $2, $3 on a cheap game or whatever. And so I just think these three components all tie into one another and really would make this Nintendo Switch 2 like incredible right out the gate. So yeah, music, themes, and a better eShop experience. Please, Nintendo, I'm begging ya. So this next one, I was going to start the list with this one, but this is the most obvious thing that anybody who makes a video can say. I just want the games to run better. There's always this argument, right, of like, well, if the game is beautiful and memorable and has good gameplay, it doesn't matter if the thing's chugging at 25 or 30 frames, as long as that the game is that, and then it's great. And I get that. Some of my favorite games of all time are chugging or running or whatever. But you know what? It's 2025, dude. We gotta get the show on the road now, okay? They've pulled off a lot of amazing feats in their first-party titles, and some third parties have stepped up, but not every game on the Switch is running at 60 FPS, and that should be the baseline. If you're a PC gamer, you understand what I'm talking about. It is a huge difference. I just want to see more better optimized games. We saw this crap go on with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and how that chugged. And listen, I like that game despite the flaws, but man, oh man, it did not perform well. Somehow, you got a game like Xenoblade 3 that's running amazing. I don't even think that game was running at 60, but imagine if that game got an enhanced port or something and they upped it to or they just did like a patch and boosted it to 60 FPS. Like, I don't know what they're going to do with the older games. I just think that it's time. If this thing is rumored to be like a PS4 or a PS4 Pro, you can bet your butt that they can run a game at 60 FPS. I just don't want to hear the excuse anymore, guys. I'm sorry. I get into a lot of arguments with people in my own personal life about this, but I really believe it's time for the games to run better. So I would like to see more better optimized, better running games on the Switch 2. Please. So here's one that you probably weren't thinking about. I want to see more of a social layout on the home screen. One of the biggest criticisms back during the Wii U era was that the Mii Plaza or the Miiverse or whatever that whole thing was with the Miis was like too much for people. But in a weird kind of way, I enjoyed it because it felt like it was inviting. When you're buying a console, you're paying for an experience. You're entering the Nintendo zone, or if you're buying a PlayStation, you're entering that the Sony zone, or if you're buying an Xbox, I don't know, Microsoft zone, and you want to feel like everybody's around. When I put my Switch on, I'm not really feeling that. I know that some people are online, but it's kind of like a little beep, and that's it. I don't really see anybody engaging. I see the trends, but I have to go to another menu for it. I feel like the Switch 2 really should consider these things. I think a more social home screen would be awesome. Nothing too annoying. I look at it like this. The Switch right now for me is an island, and then when I put on like my PS5, it's an island with billboards. At the very least, I'd like to see some billboards. Do you get what I'm saying? Does anybody... Are you picking up what I'm putting down here? I just want to see a more social layout. Just something. Even if there's a pack-in game or something, too, that can unite people a little more. I think that's something that's really been missing from the Switch. And it's weird because the Switch is sold so much, you would think it'd be a more social thing going on the screens. So I just want to see more of like a social, I guess a home screen, if you will. So the next one that I want to talk about is the online infrastructure. I want to see a better online. Here's a thought that I've not seen a single soul talk about. What if Nintendo unveils its online and it's using a rollback netcode infrastructure? Did any of you ever consider that? There's some rollback netcode games that have been put on the Switch. I'm wondering if they look at things like that. I don't know. I don't want to get too into the weeds here, but I do feel like that would be a Nintendo move because Nintendo does weird stuff. And perhaps they want to make a bigger leap than you had anticipated for their online structure, and maybe they'll do rollback netcode. I don't know. Don't hold the gun to my head on that one. I'm just saying I would like to see a better online. The online experience for the last few Nintendo consoles has been very up and down, and I will say it's very telling when the most memorable online from Nintendo to me all this time has been on the 3DS. Like, the running of the online in that was always very good. So, I don't know, man. I just think it's time. They have to really start looking into things like this, and I'm hoping with the improved technology that they're going to use in the Switch 2, we can finally get a pretty stable, nice online. I mean, after all, guys, we're still paying for these things, too. I mean, come on now, So, I just would like to see a better online. Something very simple. This is not, like, going to be some crazy thing. But, yeah, I think that would improve everything and make a lot more people come over to the Switch 2, even more than we already have on the Switch 1, and play more games online. That would be really nice. Okay, now we're gonna get to the fun part of this list. These are gonna be the games that I want to see on the Nintendo Switch 2. These are like the last 6 things. So I want to see, starting right out the gate, I want to see a brand new Donkey Kong. I think it's time. It's been a very long time since the last real new Donkey Kong. I know that they just put out the Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, and I will definitely be picking that guy up, which is ironic because I don't know if y'all remember last year when I talked about how I picked it up with the 3DS. But I am going to pick it up because I really want to play it. Either way, I really want to see a brand new Donkey Kong Country. It's time. It feels like things are starting to line up for the big guy. We got this new theme park coming out in I think May or June in Universal. It's going to be crazy. We're potentially going to get we're going to get the other Mario movie. We're going to potentially get a Donkey Kong film. And then when they showed this new Mario Kart, if it's Mario Kart 9 or whatever it's going to be, it appears that he has a brand new design in that. I don't know if that's like a movie version of him, but it kind of looks like his handheld interpretations, in my opinion. If you've seen that shirt I've worn in one of these videos, it's kind of like that. So either way, I think it's time for a new Donkey Kong game. I really miss Donkey Kong. I miss Diddy and all of the gang. My dream, and I know this is a controversial dream, but my dream is that they would remake Donkey Kong 64, but I know they're not going to do that. So just a new Donkey Kong Country would be cool. Maybe a 3D one. Like, can we do a 3D Donkey Kong? That would be amazing. So, yeah, I just would like to see a new Donkey Kong in some form on this thing. Alright, so number 5 is going to be really weird, but, just kind of go with me on this. So, I'm a huge Pokemon fan, right? I've been a fan since it came here in America when I was a little kid. It hit me at the right place, the right time. The Pokemania craze. It's one of my favorite franchises of all time. And over the years, I have noticed, everybody else has noticed, that the prices of these games has been astronomical. It's been very depressing, honestly. And, over the years, that's been happening, and it's harder to get those games now. And to me, like, they're not going to put it on the Nintendo Switch Online because they can make more money. So I feel like it's time for them to do a Pokemon Classic Collection. If you're not going to do like a 2D HD or whatever of these games, at the very least, why don't you re-release like a set of them and you know, maybe add like speed options and different little things and just give them, you know, just put them on the Switch too. I think it's time. I think at the very least, if you did red, blue, and yellow, and then you did silver, gold, and crystal, so you do the first 6 games in Pokemon, the first 2 gens, I just feel like that's a hit. That's a home run right there. Maybe you could put art on it and like kind of celebrate the history of the Pokemon series, some music. Like, I really feel like it's time for us to get these games, and I think that the young generations that can't afford it or want to try those older games, I think this would be perfect for them. I mean, you could do so much with it. Maybe you could add an EXP share. Maybe you can change how things work in those games. I don't know, but I feel like we need a Pokemon Classic Collection. They have been teasing old Pokemon on their Twitter, on their official Pokemon Twitter for like the last like 4 years, and I genuinely am like curious if they've been trying to tease something this whole time and just never said anything. I don't know. Maybe they had a plan. This is like a tinfoil hat theory that I have. But either way, Pokemon Classic Collection. I think it needs to happen, and they're going to make a lot of money on it. And you know if they do it, they're going to do some crazy version of it too. So let's just get it out of the way. Pokemon Classic Collection. I want it. I need it. Let's go. Number 4 is going to be a franchise that we haven't seen in a very long time. We haven't seen it since the Wii. It's time for us to get a new Punch-Out. Next Level Games is now owned by Nintendo. They've put out Luigi's Mansion 2 HD recently. They did Luigi's Mansion 3. They did Dark Moon. They did that Punch-Out game. And I think that it's time for us to get a new one. I don't know how you're going to do a new Punch-Out right now because times are weird with people and how they think of, you know, you're basically fighting a bunch of stereotypes in that game. But I just feel like the artistry that was demonstrated in that game, the hand-drawn styling and like just the music, literally might be the greatest commercials for a Nintendo game of all time. Just look up the Little Mac promo with Doc Lewis and tell me that you don't get a chill down your spine when you watch them. I just think it's time for a new Punch-Out. It's such a nice franchise to have. I feel like it's not the biggest gamble for them because people love Punch-Out. People are always streaming Punch-Out and doing competitions. I would love to see a brand new one. It's so time. Maybe you take Little Mac to a new area or something, like just shake it up a little. It's time for a new Punch-Out, dude. I want to see it. And then maybe you can do like what you did with the Wii version, and you could do like a new boss. Maybe you could fight like Wario, or like you could fight Bowser or something. Like, I don't know. I just think it would be really cool to see like another Hell, you know what? Dude, put a Snorlax in it. Like, I don't know, with boxing gloves. Let's get crazy. King Dedede. Just go nuts. Go ham. So yeah, I want to see a new Punch-Out. Can we please get that? I'm saying please a lot in this video. Please, Dad and Nintendo, please. Number 3 is just one of the most requested franchises to come back like ever. We haven't had a game since the GameCube, and they just did a 99 version of it. That was pretty good, but I kind of fell off of it. We need a new FZero, okay? This is the time to do it. If you're going to put out a console that is like a PS4, a PS4 Pro, there is no way in hell you can't tell me that they can't do an FZero now. That console like had so many awesome racing games on it, and if we're gonna get that tech in a Nintendo Switch 2, I want to see an FZero. Hell, let Sega do it again. Like, let's get FZero back. Let's get a dark and gritty racer. Maybe you do a story mode, get some voice acting maybe, like just really shake it up. Anime cutscenes, I don't know, anything. But I just feel like FZero, we gotta get FZero back, and you gotta make a big push with it. You can't tell me that there's no room for another racing series at Nintendo. And people loved FZero, dude. Like, maybe it's not gonna be this crazy selling game. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll be like a Metroid. But at the same time, there's an audience for it. There's an audience for everything. And I think we waited long enough for a new FZero. So let's do that. New FZero, please. Okay, number 2, I'm pulling the rug out from under your feet, because none of you are gonna guess this. Okay, You know what I really want to see on the Nintendo Switch 2? What was the most popular online game on the Nintendo Switch besides like a Mario Kart or a Smash Brothers? Think about it. Tetris 99. So Tetris is like the biggest puzzle game ever made probably, and people love it, and they love the 99 game. So I'm thinking to myself, Nintendo's got to take note of this. They did the Mario Brothers 99 limited time. They did the Pac-Man 99, which wasn't great. So now they have FZero, which is fine. I like the FZero one. I think that they should consider bringing a puzzle series back. I say this whole weird long-form thing to tell you that I think it's time for them to bring Pushmo back. Pushmo was a franchise on the 3DS that was successful enough to get a sequel called Crashmo. And Pushmo was a game I could not stop playing. It was actually challenging. And you would push the blocks with this little dude, Mallow, and there was all different designs and things, and people would make puzzles. It was brilliant. Imagine if you did a new Pushmo, or you did a Pushmo 99, or something of that level where you're competing with other people, other players, and you're trying to solve these puzzles. I think a Pushmo revival is long overdue. The 3DS is funny, man, because you had Pushmo, you had I think Rusty, you had the Dylan's Rolling Western, and you had like the Sakura game, and they were all like pretty good games. Like Dylan had flaws, I admit that, but these were like banger games. And I think that if you're gonna look at bringing back a small franchise that's not gonna kill you, and it's actually gonna be something different, I think Pushmo is the one to bring back. I love it. I don't know how we haven't had a Pushmo revival yet. So please, I would love a new Pushmo, a new puzzle game, maybe do a Pushmo collection. I just want a new Pushmo. I think that's something that was missing from the Switch, like a big puzzle game, aside from Tetris, of course. Tetris 99 is great. It's a great game. So yeah, Pushmo, I want to see a new Pushmo. Pushmo, push it. Okay, I'll stop now. My number one thing on this list, the game I want to see the most on the Nintendo Switch 2. If you've been following this channel for a long time, you know what it is already. We need this. Like, it needs to happen now. It's gotta happen. We need a new Kid Icarus. I don't care if they do Kid Icarus Uprising HD, like they remake it. I don't care if they do a new one, but Kid Icarus deserves another shot here. Kid Icarus, when that game came out, that was the first time in like 20-something years that they made a Kid Icarus game, and Masahiro Sakurai made this amazing game. It had so much charm, great comedy. You know, yes, it was weird to play on the 3DS with that stand thing and the stylus, but man, oh man, and it was a long game. It was great. It was probably one of the best handheld games I've ever played, and it's a shame that so many people didn't get to experience it. I will tell you a really quick story. I went to a house party the year that game came out, and I got a phone call from my mom. And I was like, what's going on? And she's like, did you see this commercial for this Kid Icarus game? And I was like, what? Because I'm thinking she's calling me for an emergency. She's like, are you picking that up? And I'm like, I am. And then she's like, okay. And she hung up on me. True. My mom took notice of Kid Icarus. We need a new Kid Icarus. They have been talking about stuff for a while. Sakurai made a joke about it in one of his developer YouTube videos. I mean, I feel like the universe is begging for it. This console with a new Kid Icarus, beautiful graphics, he's flying around, he's shooting the arrows, you bring back online, you do a new story maybe, it depends on what they want to do. Oh my god, it would just be so good to play it with a friggin' regular controller. Dude, Kid Icarus. Seriously, man, I tell this to anybody. If you have a 3DS and you have some money, I always say try to get a complete copy of Kid Icarus. That game is wonderful. Yeah, it might hurt your wrist, but it's a pain that you can endure for some great enjoyment. That's what I say. So I really want to see a new Kid Icarus on this thing. And that's it. Alright, so that's 10 things that I want to see on the Nintendo Switch 2. Some features and some games. Do you like or disagree with any of the stuff I was talking about? What are things that you want to see? Please tell me in the comments down below. And please like, comment, subscribe, share, ring the bell. You guys know I appreciate each and every one of you, and I am still pushing for 1,000 subs. We're gonna try to make something happen this year, and I'm so thankful for anybody who watches the videos. Thank you so much. I just wanted to put something together real quick here, real snappy, and get it out for all this Switch 2 hype. And yeah, I hope this thing is great, man. I mean, it's kind of crazy we got to wait until April for it, you know, to see what it is. But whatever, it is what it is. Wouldn't it be crazy if, like, they announced that they're gonna do another screen for it, and then you could play 3DS games on it? It's not like they patented that or anything, right? Anyways, guys, I'll see you later. Take it easy, and peace out.